7th versus 1st. Meeting at the end of August finished 3-0 to Lyon. They were 2 up within 10 minutes and scored the last in stoppage time. And such is the quality of Lyon, you almost wonder if France would take that now, that kind of beating. But someone's got to stop Lyon at some point. The likelihood is that it won't be Reims today, but you never know. In midfield, giving away possession, and that's what you can't afford to do on a grand scale against quality opposition like this. Ellie Carpenter, the Aussie right back, with the throw. France have not had many players at all. A few, but not many away on international duty. The stars of Lyon have been far-flung. Towards Fele. If there is a striker for Reims today, she's likely to be the furthest forward. Here come Lyon with Macario, but her angle's wrong. Reims were goal down here against EC last time out. After 5 minutes, they scored 3 of their own before half-time, conceded twice late on, and then scored a 93rd minute winner to nick that 4-3. We hope for similar entertainment. Mallard looking for the run of Selma Basha, and she will run. Left back in theory, but more like a left winger, Selma Basha, with Lyon bossing the ball. Takes the corner. Off target for once. Doesn't happen very often to Hegerberg. Hadn't played in nearly 2 years, making up for lost time with 8 in 9 since the comeback. Past 200 Lyon goals in the league, having only just played 120 games. Unbelievable numbers all the time. Captain Wendy Renard with a big crossfield ball and a good one. Mallard with the cross. Emily Alvarado, the relatively new Mexican keeper for Reims, who'll be expecting a busy day today, makes the catch. Rotating far more this season, having picked up the job halfway through last. Sonia Bonpastor. Mallard. She's got her own little battle going on with Hegerberg and Macario. Top scorer. You suspect Hegerberg will catch them both before too long. Playing catch-up, and already nearly there. Carpenter will just get there for the cross, yes. Oh no, actually it was out of play. Goal kick, Reims. Surprisingly good season, pleasingly so, for Reims so far. They started with 1 point out of 12, including that opening day defeat to Lyon. Since then, 7 wins out of 12 is excellent. Just scored 4, not only in that match against DC, but in the cup before that as well against Monaco. Flag is up here. Won't be going any further. They just have to pick their moments. Clearly they're going to defend deep, deny space in behind when they go. 2 or 3 moments. Got to take advantage. Gresham Bock, another who's been relatively recently back into the fold after absolute nightmare with injury. He's been playing in central midfield, but dropping in favour of Buchanan today, who gets a rest, the Canadian centre-back. Bock very much seen as the heir to the throne of Wendy Renard whenever that stellar career comes to an end. Out by Ocean Delande. Nick little lay off that from Fele, but the passing's got to be better than that. Ocean trying to get back even with a foul and wasn't quick enough to do so. Off goes Basha, followed by Romanenko. Macario scoring goals for the US during the international break. To go with an already handy tally. 3 in Europe and 9 in this league. I wonder if Amandine Mikel watched Macario scoring twice out of the 8 they got last time out before the international break against Soyo. Fele dispossessed by Mbok. It's one back well. And Shen. And then Rapp. Romanenko. Rastogla. All like an auxiliary full-back in this, even though technically starting high-ish and wide on the right. Too eager, Hegerberg. Will have been training for this, shuffling across. Defensively minded Banks. Expected to have much of the ball. They haven't so far in the opening 8 minutes. Is Macario too much on that? Well, they survived longer than they did in the August meeting. Unfortunate own goal from my kit. And Leon in front early, and Delphine Cascarino quickly added a second. Feels for the worst. It stayed that way till Selma Basha got one in stoppage time. Here she is. Also sent off in this fixture last time, Selma Basha. Didn't stop Leon winning it. Not much does. Henri, the midfield glue. Hegerberg, Macario again, Malar, Basha over here, always seemingly on. Macario deep, and important come and get for Alvarado. She didn't keep it, but she got enough on it. It's a corner. Selma Bash is going to come and take it. Paris Saint-Germain already 1 up. Over to you, Leon. And they nearly had it themselves there. Slight spell from Alvarado. Hegerberg was waiting. Here's Mbok, quickly double-teamed. Macario. It's dangerous ball in towards Renard, who might be injured here. Looks like she was caught on the ankle. And this is potentially bad news for Lyon's skipper. Such a mainstay for so long, so well decorated. If she wore all the medals, she wouldn't be able to fit through the door. Here with Lyon for all 7 of their Champions League crowns, 12 of the 14 league titles. Look at her right ankle there, and you can see it buckle as she lands. Those are ones from which you can either get a bit lucky and they just spring back, or it's ligament damage. Let's hope it's the former. You can see it bend the way it's not supposed to bend. Taking PSG long to take the lead at Fleury. And the 3 points apart, the top 2 already well clear. Even with Paris FC having a fantastic season, they've won 11 of their 15 games. You'd think that would have you well in the hunt for the league title in any domestic division, but not in this one. You've got to be basically perfect. Lyon won all but 2, excuse me, of their matches last term. For a very long time it was all but 1. They'd lost to PSG, and then they drew near the end of the season when they had to beat them to close the gap. 2 draws for Paris Saint-Germain, the rest all wins. Champions by 3 points. Wrap. Layoff. They've got it back. These are those moments. You can't really afford a rather flaky flick like that from Naomi Fellet. Played for Lyon for 1 season, in between her spells with Reims. Naomi Fellet playing up top, number 20 for Reims. And her goal that she scored in that first handful of appearances was actually against Reims. Isn't it always the way? Renard seems to be okay. That's good news. Into Hagerberg, Renard stepping up with a good firm challenge. Now the run on here for Fellet. That's a lovely idea and a really difficult pass, and if it had had a fraction less on it, Fellet was in one-on-one there. Henry looking to kick off a Lyon counter, one of the rare moments where Reims had a lot of players upfield. They're hastily beating a retreat now. Here comes Melvin Mallard. Basha quick enough to get there. And Jedra Stockler back doing the defensive duty. What a baptism for her at 17 to debut against opponents of this quality. It won't always be this hard. taking over corner duty here from Selma Basha. High foot in there. Risky ball. It's read and cut out well by Lasome. Basha. Very much coming down the left, isn't it? We've seen next to nothing of Cascarino and co. On the far flank. Maybe now, here she is. Dropping in short, Delphine Cascarino. Macario. Did educated guesswork on that call. Very difficult to tell, even on a replay. To 16 minutes with a clean sheet against Lyon, you consider you've done well enough. And in fairness, they've had all the ball. Alvarado's not really had much to do. I'm sure her time will come. In and around the positions they ended up in last term rounds. Actually ended up 6th. They won 5 of their final 7. They were flirting with relegation before that. A respectable finish though. They won 9 and lost 10. That flourish at the back end got them well clear of the danger. In the end. You're not going to see that much of them as an attacking force today, but if they can take a chance, who knows? Scored plenty. This won't be a game for it necessarily, but I mentioned 4 goals in the last 2 games. They scored 3 times against Issy Lens Soyo, and they won 5-2. 5 goals scored against Bordeaux, who are a good side. Here's Malat taking on Rastokla again, clearly targeting that area. Corner that from Selma Basha. Basha must have had more touches than the rest of the players combined in this game. Cascarino coming to join them, wants to get involved. Right winger over on the left, here she is. Basha drills it. There's no Cascarino over there. It's too far for Hegerberg. And they've nearly negotiated 20 minutes here, Rance. About this Lyon season so far has been about making statements, including the recruitment in the summer. just lost that title to PSG. They signed 3 of their players. Though Signe Bruner's since headed to Manchester United on loan. Paul Moroni. And keeper, Christian Endler. It's Sarah Bouhaddi in the Lyon goal again today. The veteran, part of the furniture like Wendy Renard. The evidence of the opening quarter of this game. She's not going to be overly employed. Actually, think she's had a touch yet. Maybe now. Romanenko couldn't get a pass right. Fans in the sunshine enjoyed that. Foul given against Carpenter. Kick, and a rare chance to get forward from left back. Good pace. If it was a foul, it wasn't much of one. But they'll take whatever they can get, Ras, and what they've got here is a chance to, albeit from a long way out, deliver some quality into that Lyon box. Renard volleys clear straight away. Look at the Lyon squeeze. Here they come. Suddenly they're all the way up the field again. And Ras have given them the ball back. Mallard, heavy touch. Seems to be comfortable in any position. Ushen just beaten to it by Macario. Back came captain Rachel Corbos. Henri. That was the ball, and she's normally got the class to execute it. Overhit for Carpenter, who will have to take the throw as a distant second prize. With Renard. Continually cheered on by a very happy fan in particular. There's Basha. Mallard. The communication breakdown with Eugénie Le Sommet. Angle on that for Selma Basha. Trying to cut it back against all gravitational expectation. Romanenko with the first touch. Corbos in, just win it back so quickly, Leon. Just unable to keep it for any length of time at all. 3 or 4 passes, absolute maximum, and even those have been a premium. Lasome, Hegerberg in the middle, Mallard arriving. But still, 25 minutes. I think the best save that Emily Alvarado has made. Will be struggling. And now with the big switch out to Delphine Cascarino in the sunshine. Hegerberg trying to flip round the corner for Mallard. Macario forward. Out it comes, Souchen. She's given it straight back to Henry. Can't happen. They'll get punished eventually. Maybe now. Amandine Henry. There's a shot on target. It's a nice move after a Reims mistake. Does get the odd one, Amandine Henry. He don't score that many that everyone chips in every now and then, but it's not what she's in the side for. Generally, she'd be the deepest sitting of the midfielders, and anyone else can go join with the attack. Even she did there. Her 2 goals this season have both come in the Champions League, including a winner 4 minutes from time against Bayern. It's the only place in which they have not been perfect, Lyon, being their European group. They did lose one of those group matches to Bayern, and they did lose in the Cup to PSG. But perfect in the league. So far, anyway. Macario deflected. Another effort on target, another simple save for Alvarado. 14 wins out of 14 before this, remember, and half an hour of frustration so far, really. Even those shots have been few and far between. Completely dominant of the football, but not really doing a whole lot with it. Relentless attacking down the left with Basha and Mallard. Reims plug their holes. And forced to start again. And Bock. Something a little more direct, perhaps. And Bock still. Ambitious range. It looked like it was fading wide. She got the 3rd of the 8 against Soyo last time out. Already up to 6 for the season, Grierson Bock. That's in the league, also won in Europe at Benfica. Through that group. No surprise there, Lyon. They've got Juventus. 2 legs coming up in the knockouts. First of those quite soon, actually. This is the first of 4 straight away games. Saint-Etienne and Dijon, and then Juve away in the first leg of that European tie. That'll be a test. Juve looking strong this season. Came through the Champions League group with Wolfsburg ahead of last season's beaten finalist Chelsea. Lyon aren't being tested that much week to week in this division. An extra couple of runs up for European competition certainly will give them bigger problems. It's like it's on repeat. I don't mean the music. I mean Basha and Mallard down the left. They come back in field. It doesn't quite work. Reims clear it. And back come Lyon. Gorbos. Hegerberg. Force it through, my kit. Romanenko immediately under pressure from Eugénie Lasome. That's nicely worked. Cascarino Macario. Cascarino again. Hegerberg with a hand up, wants it. Malar far post is another option. Cascarino goes for goal, but like the two before it, straight up the middle, straight at the goalkeeper. Easy pickings for Emily Alvarado. A reminder for you all that to join the ATA football community and thereby access more women's football content, matches and highlights, don't forget to visit atafootball.com. As Reims enjoy a rare bit of possession inside Lyon territory. Is that really the sensible thing to do, though, from the captain there, Rachel Corbos? 3 or 4 teammates up with her. The defenders presumably thrilled at the chance to breathe and watch from afar for once. Poor decision from the skipper. Sarah Bouadi has had to do something. It's been comfortable saves for both keepers in this half. 5-1. Say to Alvarado in that regard. Malar, Hegerberg in towards Malar. Vain shouts for a penalty. Grace Rapp helping out with the clearance. Cascarino going for the byline, and she's got there. Basha. I think that was a shot. Carpenter back to Wendy Renard. Isn't showing any signs of concern following what did look like a nasty ankle injury. Now, this is their second free kick of the half on that left wing. Ellie Carpenter again penalised, and this time booked for it. The first one earlier was a little harsh. This one, because it's closer in, you feel like it's a promising position. Confirmation of the caution there. One good delivery, it's all it takes. Someone to get a head on it. And cause a bit of chaos in the defensive area that has not been used to defending. Sarah Bouadi has been watching on from about 50 metres away and more so far. 5 in red and white, ready to attack that 6-yard box. Here they come now. It's a decent delivery, and as ever, always seems to be the case. Wendy Renard in the right place at the right time, and look out, because here's the counter. Malar. And this is why teams are scared to attack Lyon. Ellie Carpenter. It's a poor ball for Hegerberg. Just waiting for one touch and bang. You know where that would have gone. She's still in the middle, but she's not going to get on the end of that one either. It's a real wasted opportunity. Normally so clinical. Henri. And still Henri. And as with her earlier, and indeed all of her colleagues, all very central. Emily Alvarado would have come into this game expecting to have a lot of work to do and thinking probably going to be making 10 or 15 saves, and even then might not be enough, but she has had only the simplest stops thus far. 10 minutes to half-time. It's a victory in itself, that, for us. I don't think she'll be overly impressed. Super high standards, and rightly so, Sonia Bonpastor. First female coach. Glittering playing career with the club. French international captain too in her time. Stokler with the throw. Shen. Minenko scrapping away with Malabuadi under a bit of pressure with that clearance. There's Rostokler again helping it back in, and Wendy Renard smashing it back out. Cascarino, suddenly, it's 4-on-4. This is Le Sommet, tight angle, well defended, it's only a corner. Grace Rapp on the cover. It's been a very good finish from there from Le Sommet. I suspect that one was heading for the upright. Who knows what beyond. Macario with the corner. Close to half-time for us here. I'm more than pleased with this. Macario to deliver. Safety first from Alvarado. Just maybe didn't fancy catching that in case the momentum took her back over a line. Threatening on the corners, something they're usually very good at, Leon. Especially with the captain, such a prolific scorer from set pieces, Wendy Renard. She's still loitering up there at the back of the D. As the big switch comes back over towards Cascarino, now on Bok. Renard was the closest forward player, if you like, for Leon, now dropping back. Exactly 4 goals a game in terms of goal difference plus, do Lyon. It's 56 from 14. As I say, it's a moral victory of sorts so far in this. They've had very few scares in the winning run. Most of the wins have been very comfortable, or even more comfortable than that. Just a few weeks ago they had one. Montpellier. They got pegged back twice to 2 each and only won it with a minute or two to go when Gresham Bok scored. Generally speaking, they've been in charge by half-time and comfortable by full-time. It's something before the break here. Hagerberg on the turn in field. Mala, Macario, Basha, 4 in the middle. It's deep, and Hagerberg around the back, and in a hurry, Pascaro gets something on it as the overhead. Very difficult overhead. Slice wide in the end by Melvin Mala. 9 league goals. It's joint top with Macario this term, both of them one ahead of Hagerberg. All 3 of them scored in the Champions League too. Carpenter for Cascarino, the great pass from the Australian, but she's got it again there, given it again. And Bok to Basha. Final 5 minutes of the first half. Osama Basha. Naomi Feller suddenly surrounded by the Lyon players in black. Just like that, possession is gone. They won't be getting too twitchy yet, Lyon. Just about what they scored this season, anyway. Paris Saint-Germain 2 goals up at Fleury, so they're doing their bit to try and close the gap. Right now, there's only 1 point between them. 42 for PSG, 43 for Lyon, with this being a draw. Given away by Rastocle. Mallard running at Julie Pasquerot, too strong for her. Couldn't pick out a teammate. Tap in for Cascarino or Hagerberg. She put it right in between them. Just missed it with that final ball so far. But Lyonnais. On my kit. White ball, stubborn to break through here. Ushen in that important cover midfield position there, plugging the latest hole. Now coming forward, and it's just not quite happening for the multiple champs here. They were shut out twice in the league by Paris Saint-Germain last season, Lyon. One of just 3 games they've not scored in, going back well over 3 years. There's a little bit of concern here for Océane Delande. I should think the Reims players will be pleased enough for the breather. Even the local music has taken a break. A couple of minutes to half-time. There's been nothing cynical from Reims in terms of trying to give themselves time and have a rest in what has been a very disciplined defensive effort so far. Andy Mikel will be more than pleased with that discipline and shape so far. Concern for Océane Delande. Season last year was her first as a regular. It's continued that way here. Looks as if she's going to be able to go on. Now it's Ushen who's down. Looks like we may be seeing Damaris after the break for Lyon there. For her own personal warm-up. Damaris Segurola. 2 added minutes and we're into the first of those. Delon back on the field to hit the free kick long up to the debutant Porter. Barely had a touch, the young American. Recently arrived, one of 2 debutants in this round side, who I'm sure will understand that there will be many a game where they can show more of what they can do going forward than this. Mallard with an overhit cross. Hasn't that been the tale of this half? Not quite there with the final passes. Slightly misfiring Lyon. Completely in charge in one sense, but looking a little toothless in another, even with the great Hegerberg up top. You feel it can't and surely won't last, but it looks like Reims have got to halfway, or nearly. Crucial to see out the next minute for them. To concede now after such a determined opening half would be quite the crush. Ellie Carpenter. Cascarino. Into Le Sommet, taking up a tricky little position there. Eugenie Le Sommet, and they've got a corner in the final 30 seconds here, Lyon. Says that face, not quite good enough. Le Sommet around the back, nodding it across, and it's gratefully grabbed by Alvarado, and that should do it. Well, that is half a very good job done by Reims, who came into this game in form, and they have really helped to blunt the previously free-scoring Lyon. We still expect the perennial champions to break through, but they haven't yet. After 45 minutes, it's Reims 0, Lyon 0. Game. That was not that long ago, actually, a month ago at Paris Saint-Germain in the Cup. And Damaris Segurola, who you saw warming up towards the end of that first half, is on here, and she's on for Ada Hegerberg, which is an interesting move. Joined this time last year, having only joined Everton in the English Women's Super League the summer before. Damaris Segurola. Might mean a slight tweak, and Melvin Mallard going a little more central, but we'll see. Straight on the front foot, Lyon, with I'm sure a little added urgency from the coach during half time, and a corner within half a minute of the restart. Segurola taking her place almost on the goal line in that melee in the 6-yard box, looking for a near post flick. It was Henry that got it. Alvarado saw it well enough to keep hold of it sharply. It was Henry. It'll be another one on target, but another comfortable save. Sommet to Macario. Segurola, and a pocket picked by the busy Naomi Fellet. Just pushed it too far in towards Griege and Bock, and then the momentum took her into it. Carpenter won't quite get there. Jean Deland on the cover. From Carpenter to Macario, Olasome. And there is Damaris. Not a bad effort. Not quite on target, but a difficult skill to strike a ball moving across you like that. I wonder if any of the Lyon players would have asked. They will presume, I'm sure, that PSG were winning. Someone would have told them, yes, they are 2-0 up at half-time. Gap for now being close to just 1 point. League One's come to an end at some point. Lyon's title winning sequence did last term. Could this be the day when their winning streak comes to an end? It's a long way to go for Reims, but they've done a very good job so far. Kit with the header. Porter. New arrival. Chasing hard back on Ellie Carpenter. She may have got some ball, but she certainly took out Carpenter in the process. Been ball first, in fairness. Slice cross. Cascarino will not get there. It's a goal kick. Basha. Carpenter now. You can see again though, really well defended by Reims. Their distances in between one another, perfect. Forcing a pass that wasn't really on. And continued low level for now, frustration for Sonia Bonpastor. She and her side might just start to get twitchy if this goes another 15-20 minutes and it's still 0-0. Cascarino, chance to cross. Awkward spin off my kit. Mallard shoots, that was dangerous. It looked like it was heading for the corner, but the block was instant. Job really well done by Jade Rastogle. I think could be very pleased with her debut. 17-year-old. Defended that last moment perfectly. Damaris looking rather perplexed at that decision, but the free kick goes the way of Reims. Foul on Damaris by Rachel Corbos. It's never likely to be Damaris Eguirola going in up top for Hegerberg. It does seem like she's gone into midfield and they've pushed Macario further forward. She was playing up front largely last season in the injured absence of Hegerberg anyway. This term has been slightly deeper. The Sommet. defending. The teenage debutant. Lyon putting the squeeze on. Mr. May kick. That's a free kick. Hasn't got it. We'll have to get up and get on with it because Lyon are getting on with it. Up by Sonyo Shen. Heartbeat of that midfield for Reims. Started every game last season, regular again this term. Selma Basha driving forward. Typical driving run. The left back who can do all sorts. Macario, Some running off in front of her. Cascarino's an option over this way. Basha looking for her now, and has found her. Solidly defended by Mai Kit, typifying the Reims effort so far. Most impressive. Some keeps it moving. Delphine Cascarino lays it back to Damaris. Got from deep, but it's wide. 3 goals this season for her. Not for a while. Got one in the standout performance. They didn't just beat Paris Saint-Germain. Really hammered home the point. 6-1 that victory. 6 was hers. Henri finds Cascarino. 3 in the middle. Laid back for Carpenter. Issues again. Melvin Mallard wants a far post cross. It's not going to get there. It did get to the summit. Difficult one to control. Greater intensity about Lyon since the restart. 10 minutes on the front foot. Cascarino fired that in. Macario would have done extremely well to control that. Remains 2-0 to Paris Saint-Germain away at Fleury. Amandine Henri into Macario. Well struck, off target. Winners when the season kicked off at the end of August. Lyon over Reims. Followed that with a pair of 6-0s. 8-0 winners at Soyo last time out, but nearly an hour of 0-0 here. And a rare foray forward for Reims here. Can they keep it? Have to go for the throat straight away. A little bit of possession in the Lyon half would give the defenders a rest. It's a foul by Amandine Henri that brings that to a halt. So there. Maybe something for Sarah Bouhaddi to do. It's worked out all the way through, and that is a chance, but it's a chance that has been sliced miles off target. Grace Rapp. It wasn't a favourable angle, it wasn't easy by any stretch. Couldn't wrap her foot round it. That might have been something for Bouhaddi to do. Just a reminder that the odd glimmer of a threat is there. They are thinking really only about having players forward. Renard and Bock basically playing like deep midfielders and everyone else in an attacking role, including Amandine Henry. Carpenter and Basher, the full-backs, are essentially wingers. Reims have dealt with it. Corbos. Henry. Mallard. She kept it in. Apparently not. She thinks she has. But referee Rochepillier does not. Not sure that went out of play. Still, it's been given. Basher manages to get her cross in. It's awkward. Mascherino has kept it in. Now she hasn't kept it in. Every respite welcome for Reims. No rush on the restarts either. Renard stepping up. This is promising. The cutback from Mallard was, I think, aimed at Eugénie Le Sommet. Rapp helps cut it out. Corbos gets a little piece of that. Captain on another here, Grierson Bock across to help out Wendy Renard. Mallard. Deflection, opening goal. Well, that's unfortunate on Reims. She may well have been able to deal with the initial effort, but not once it struck her foot and looped up and over. It's taken them an hour. Lyon have found a way through by not so much a helping hand as a helping foot, but it's Mallard providing the drive here. And it's the young debutante Rastockler who it's hit. It could have gone anywhere. It's gone in the back of the Reims net. That is, as much as anything, a big sigh of relief for them. Lyon fans in the sunshine may be having just enough fun that they didn't notice, but their side is one up. And you can't help but feel that's a little unlucky. That was a foul. Cascarino on my kit. Melvin Mallard becomes the first Lyon player to 10 league goals this season. The race between her and Heidelberg and Macario. On to 10 now, plus 2 in Europe. Very regular starter, here she is. last term was often used as an impact substitute, either from the left side of the attack, sometimes through the middle. Very much a mainstay starter now. Here's Basha. Will Lyon relax? Play a little better. Will Rouse try and play 10, 15 yards higher up. They've got Deland down again here, and she had some lengthy treatment in that first half. Sean Deland. I think she's got trodden on right on the ankle there by Le Sommet, and that would have been a painful one. Run out. It's given away really cheaply. Korbos, lovely touch to lose the attentions of Mbok. Porter on the chase, Renard on the cover, safety first. Don't see a lot of hurried defending from Lyon, but that was necessary then. Dropping deep to pick up the ball and find Carpenter, and here's Delphine Cascarino. Got one of those opening day goals that was Delphine Cascarino, and she wanted the ball back to her there. It wasn't played. Basha with the cross in between everybody and heading out the other side. Are in there once more. The respite of a goal kick with half an hour or thereabouts to go. Still limping just a little bit. Emmeline Laurent there, one of the substitutes. We'll be seeing her shortly. Brilliantly in the last game. Here's Le Sommet, who's banned for that match against Soyo. For Carpenter, who will keep it in. I think that was heading for the far corner. Alvarado got there. Now and then those can squeeze through the keeper's legs. A very crowded penalty spot here. Basha comes across to take the corner. A quick reminder that to join the Atta football community and access more women's football content, matches and highlights, all you've got to do is visit attafootball.com. Selma Basha delivers the Lyon corner here. One of the women's game's finest sides. Been a little blunted today, but they have got themselves in front, finally, in this second half. Trying to keep hold of a 3-point lead they came into this Sunday with. PSG are definitely going to be beating Fleury. They are 3-0 up now. That match kicked off at the same time as this one. Chase on here. Fele and Bouhaddi had to get her skates on. Cascarino back doing some defending. Fele got the final touch. Reims will have to drop back. Janice came up, the Belgian coming on here for Macario. So she won't be joining Ravine Mallard on the 10-goal mark today. Won't be long in coming though. That is certainly not a straight swap. Macario had been filling in as centre forward. Came on is certainly not that. Looks like she's gone to play left wing, with Mallard now coming into centre forward. Camo has often been the rotation replacement, if you like, for Ellie Carpenter at right back, occasionally left back, but it's very much like a left-sided forward role for the Belgian for what remains of this game, which is 25 minutes-ish. Came on straight into the action. Lovely pass that for Mallard, looking for a second. Nice height for Alvarado. Renner. Mr. Griesenbach. Grace Rapp would love to have that half volley again. Could have made it a headline grabbing 1-0 lead for Reims with that. A little bit of space here for Corbos. Fella has got goal side of Carpenter. Now she needs some help. Needs a pass to play. That's going to be Renard. All day long against Corbos, and that's disappointing from Naomi Fella. cleared just in the nick of time. With Clément closing in. He'll be enjoying this slightly more attacking role. Lucien Delonde just there to stop her. Scored a couple of league goals, Clément. Champions League, rather. Got the opener against Reims last season as well. Crossing chance here with 3 in the middle, not a great cross, and Pasquerot gets the clearance. So Jenny Le Sommet with a slightly heavy touch. He'll keep it. Damaris. It's a pass played for a run that hadn't been made. It's a very modest victory in waiting, this, for Lyon, if it is to be a victory at all. Amandine Miquel watching on there. Side still in it. Coming into this game with confidence. Back-to-back wins in League and Cup. Never going to be matching the 4-goal tallies they managed in those 2 victories, but they are back in cup action next, actually. Home to Nantes and Guingamp in this league. Lyon do not have a cup title for once because they drew Paris Saint-Germain and lost to them. They're away to the bottom club Saint-Etienne next, and then away to Dijon. And it would be a massive turn-up if they weren't comfortably victorious in both of those. And then away in Turin for the first leg of the Champions League knockout tie against Juventus. And they'll need to be better than they've been in this game, in that one, that is for sure. As Carpenter goes infield to find Delphine Cascarino. Bobos coming back. Now, who's just the final touch there? It was off the captain of Reims. It will be a Lyon corner as we enter the final 15 minutes of normal time. Basha. Out by Alvarado. So often that Lyon are anything other than convincing. They haven't been here. They're hoping one's enough. They might be able to add another. Malin, the scorer of it, scrapping away over there. Now, a rare moment, and it comes to an end just like that. Got to do more on a handful of occasions, and they've had 4 or 5 of those, which is more than many will get. 76 minutes against Lyon. Genuine promise and options, but now suddenly going the other way. It's Le Sommet and Clément, and Lyon can try and put this one to bed, but there's no one on the far post. Emmeline Laurent coming soon for Lyon. As the shot is palmed to safety by Alvarado. Basha, as ever, getting through the miles. It's another charge over to take the corner. Maybe it's a bit of tiredness in the legs, but that's a very weak corner. Maybe someone else could have a go. My kick gets it back. Deland just stumps it clear. They'll be happy with the kind of finish they're in at the moment. They're never going to be judged on a performance like this, but you can see from this that they've got the discipline. Once upon a time, they were the force in the very earliest years of French women's football. 5 times title winners, mid-70s to early 80s. Steady decline thereafter, but been on the up for a while now too. Delphine Cascarino getting an early breather here. That'll be a straight swap on the right side of the Lyon attack with Emmeline Laurent coming in to fill that role. Sonia Bonpastor said she'd not seen enough of her and gave her a start against Soyo last time out before the international break, and she was brilliant. Had a huge role in a lot of the goals, and they scored a lot of goals, 8 of them. Laurent was key, really dangerous, great crossing from the right, dangerous early low balls in, constant source of threat. Sonia Ochen departing here to be replaced by Shana Chaussonot. Damaris. Chaussonot immediately doing the closing down on Selma Basha and following her run too. But she's been beaten by the pass. Basha. Oh, was that a nudge? Well, it's a corner to Lyon. And the substitute who's been on for about 20 seconds took a little bit of a risk there. Let's have a look just after the ball goes. Forget the ball. We've seen those given. That would have been some introduction from the bench. Yet another Lyon corner. Headed clear. They're asking, and again they're denied. This time it was Laurent on the charge. My Kit had a really strong game defensively, and that's a good tackle. Corner is low, and the corner is smashed by Griezmann-Bock. That is very difficult from there. Bouncing ball, that angle. Been miraculous to turn that goalwards, especially under a little bit of pressure. Three down. The free kick has gone the way of Reims. Corbos just fighting off the challenge, staying strong under pressure from Damaris Segurola. Clément gets it back to Damaris, and the space is on that far side for Bash, who tried to take it with her and start running. Her pace was still able to catch the ball. Clément, once again, no one there. Well, it's still only one. It's just a case of whether Reims can actually get possession, and when they do in that Lyon half, play the right pass with the right weight. It's almost like they've got into nosebleed territory and forgotten what to do. Another goal kick here, but Lyon are not allowing them out. Trying to clear. Fella keeping her honest. Well, they might as well keep some players a little further forward here, Reims, rather than all retreat. It may well end up with something like this happening, of course. The counter. Might as well lose 2-0 as one. Laurent here. Mallard drills it. Another great block as Clément on the twist. Gets underneath the rebound. If you were the player of the match today, Jade Rastocle, the 17-year-old debutant, would be front and centre in that conversation. Brilliant defensive positioning again. Astonishingly good performance against such a strong attacking side. She's tucked in round superbly. The own goal, so unfortunate to be against her. It was actually just good defending to get something in the way of the shot. It really counts as an own goal, but it'll probably feel like that to her. Keeping up and over her keeper. The Mallard strike. Basha puts enough pressure on to force an error and win Lyon the throw. Looking increasingly like that. One deflected Mallard goal will be enough. And enough to keep Lyon winning. 15 from 15. That's what they're closing in on here. It's still 3-0 to PSG against Fleury, but they're not going to be gaining any points as it stands. Laurent. A couple in the goal difference department, which may well come into it. Given that they're 3 points behind, it's entirely possible they both win everything they've got left. Of course, there will be one meeting between the two, so if PSG were to win that and everyone win everything else, then they would be level on points. Sarah Buadi keeping warm with a bit of keepy-uppy. Something to Naomi Feller here. Is that a hamstring going? I think it might have been, unless it's just cramp. Incidentally, that next meeting of Lyon PSG is the penultimate game of the season, as it was last term, curiously enough. Yeah. Right at the end of May, in the capital. Carpenter with a good cross in towards Cayman. Once or twice over has shown she's slightly a fish out of water playing further forward here, but such a trusted member of Sonia Bonpastor's squad. 2 minutes plus stoppage time left here. Two games ago, remember they won the last one 8-0 as I mentioned, but 2 games ago it was a 1-0 for Lyon. And it was Mallard then as well against Bordeaux. Difference there was Le Sommet got sent off early in the second half for Lyon, so a little bit more reasoning behind that one. But 1-0 is not a scoreline they are used to, that is for sure. They haven't had another one of them this season. The last they had was also against Bordeaux in May of last term, towards the end of the campaign. Laurent with the cross, 89 on the clock. Have Reims got the energy to get some players forward here if they can win the ball? Problem is the clearances are always hurried ones because they're always under pressure. It's my kit is down there, just got trodden on as she cleared it. No, it's actually Naomi Feller. That problem with the hamstring area a moment ago. Still is, by the looks of it. I think she'll take plenty of positives from this. Amandine Miquel. She's come up against this division's finest side, and they have not been cut open. They've not allowed them in behind. They've not had chance after chance, and the opportunities they've had have not been glaring open goals with sitters missed and brilliant goalkeeping to keep them at bay. It's just been limited, really, kept at arm's length, and they needed a bit of help to get the goal. Looks like that goal's going to be enough to keep them top, to keep them clear, but far from their best and not allowed to be at their best. More credit to Reims from these 91 minutes plus than to Lyon, I think. Naomi Feller looks like she's going to come back on. What is left of stoppage time. Gresham Bock. PSG have won. That wasn't in doubt from early on. This one far more so, at least a little more so. You always suspect that the overwhelming favourite will find a way through eventually, but you were just starting to wonder if it was going to happen here today. Damaris. A minute to go. You'd think passing it around would be the better option. Whether or not Reims have got enough in the tank to counter anyway is another matter. Carpenter here, exchanging passes with Henri. Doing the sensible thing. Knocking it around. See this one through. Take the win and move on. Maybe get a second with Mallard. That really would have been harsh on Reims. Alvarado makes the stop. 30 seconds or so to go. Cheers, you can hear coming from the Reims bench. Try and win this and then all storm forward. One last corner. It's been an exhausting afternoon, I would have thought, for Selma Basha. Renard with the flicking header! It's 2-0 right at the end of stoppage time. It's extremely harsh on Reims. Wendy Renard, who scores so many from set plays, finally scores her first league goal of this season. She got 10 last term, and that's not even that unusual, that kind of tally for her. They've been mocking her for not being able to get on the score sheet this term, but that one has looped up and in. And it's a little flattering, I think, this scoreline. Don't think there'll be time for any more once kickoff happens. Captain makes sure with one of the final touches of the game. I think there might be 2 more touches. I did have a small stoppage within stoppage time, so that might give us another 20 seconds. Well, far from their best, far from convincing, and frustrated for huge chunks of this game. Olympique Lyonnais, but winners in the end. Renard with the header, adding to the deflected strike from Melvin Mallard. Really good defensive effort from Amandine Miquel. That's what you take away from this game, is that Reims have got real discipline and shape, but they didn't really trouble Lyon in any way going the other direction. 0-0 was probably the best they could have hoped for. They had it for a while, but it's 2-0 to Lyon in the end.